What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be breaking down the latest events in the Boku no Hero story, including a major reveal about Dabi's true backstory and how he became the psychotic villain that he is today. Up until this point, we've only had an incomplete version of Dabi's backstory. But now, finally, we are getting the full version thanks to Rei Todoroki. These new revelations will have a massive impact on the entire Todoroki family and the wider Hero Society, so let's get into it. If you enjoyed the Boku no Hero content on this channel and you want us to keep it going, please leave a like and comment, it really does help. And I'm not just saying that, it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, or maybe you watch our videos but you haven't subscribed yet, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. The only way to make sure that you won't miss our videos in the future is to take the time to subscribe, hit the bell, and then select that option that says all. Finally, this video will of course contain Boku no Hero manga spoilers, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. The latest chapter starts off with a flashback to the moment when Rei and Enji first met. Their marriage was always supposed to be a quirk marriage. Rei's father wanted his family to be joined with the family of the hero who was destined to become the future #1. And of course, Enji wanted someone whose quirk would be a perfect pairing for his own. Rei agreed to this arrangement for the sake of her family, and Enji was determined to make this happen so that his future children would have the highest possible chance of developing the kind of quirks that could one day surpass All Might. You really have to feel bad for Rei here, because it really seems like she was pressured to do this out of a sense of duty to her family and not because she actually wanted to. Presumably, she didn't even know Endeavor at this point, so obviously this was not a relationship that was rooted in love. It was, first and foremost, a quirk marriage. This idea of a quirk marriage is a very interesting concept, and something that is unique to the world of Boku no Hero. The obvious analogy to this in our own world would be a political marriage, where two families join together in order to increase their wealth and influence, regardless of whether the two people getting married actually want to be together. The marriage itself is not about love, it is about interest. A quirk marriage is also about interest, but the focus is on creating offspring with the best possible quirks. I think this quirk marriage concept is a good addition to the story because, realistically, if quirks were real in our own world, this type of marriage would definitely be a thing. It just feels real and plausible within the context of that world. And of course, this type of marriage comes with its own unique set of challenges and hardships. And the perfect example of this is the Todoroki family itself. Back in the present time, Dabi appears to be resting after basically frying his own body over and over again during the big fight in Jakku. Even though there hasn't been a lot of public information coming out about Endeavor since the Jakku incident, Dabi knows that his father is not dead. And Dabi wouldn't want Endeavor to be dead anyway. He is still obsessed with getting his revenge on Endeavor and making Endeavor suffer in the worst ways possible. Just killing his father would be too easy, and at this point it is clear that Dabi isn't just targeting Endeavor. Dabi intends to take his whole family down with him if that's what it takes to make Endeavor suffer. This means that every single member of the Todoroki family is in danger as a direct result of Dabi's bloodthirsty obsession. And that is when we get the rest of Dabi's backstory and the real reason why Toya became a villain. Back when Dabi's true identity was finally confirmed, I speculated that the reason why Endeavor stopped training Dabi and turned his attention to Shoto wasn't because he hated Dabi or because he thought Dabi wasn't strong enough. It wasn't even because Endeavor didn't think that Dabi was good enough to surpass All Might. In fact, Endeavor fully acknowledged that Dabi was stronger than him and that he did in fact have the potential to surpass All Might. But the specific way in which Endeavor's and Rei's quirks combined within Toya led to a dangerous side effect. Although he inherited his father's flame quirk, and although Toya's flame quirk was actually even stronger than Endeavor's, Toya's body did not develop a sufficient resistance to fire. Instead, his body inherited his mother's ability to tolerate extreme cold. As a result, every time Toya uses his fire-based quirk, he inevitably burns his own body. Even after realizing this, Endeavor still believed that Toya could be the one to surpass All Might. But after Rei and the other children expressed their concern that Toya's training is going to kill him, Endeavor finally agreed that Toya cannot be the one to surpass All Might. The risk to Toya himself would just be too high. So, Endeavor makes this decision not because he didn't like Toya or because he didn't believe in him, but because he cared about Toya in his own strange way, and he didn't want Toya to continue hurting himself. After that, Angie and Rei decided to have more children, and eventually Shoto was born, and he happened to have the perfect combination of his parents' fire and ice quirks. However, by that point, Toya already had his heart set on becoming the future #1 pro hero and surpassing All Might. Endeavor had already awakened that dream within him, and Toya didn't want to give up on his life's dream now just because using his quirk burned his own body a little bit. Toya wanted to keep training, he wanted to keep getting stronger, and he wanted to make his father proud. So he kept coming home with burns and bruises, which were the direct result of his training. Toya clearly wasn't getting the message, so Angie decided to try a tougher approach. Angie told Toya to give up on the idea of being a hero and to just focus on other things like his sister Fuyumi and his brother Natsuo. Angie said this for Toya's own good. If Toya gives up on being a hero, then he won't have to deal with a lifetime of agony as he is forced to burn himself over and over again just so he could use his quirk. Toya was committed to becoming a hero, and he wanted nothing more than to surpass All Might and make his father's dream come true. So, when his own father told him to give it up, Toya was crushed. This made him feel inadequate and worthless, and it made him jealous of his brother Shoto. Shoto was the one whom Enji was now placing all of his faith in instead of Toya. And this hurt Toya so much because he still wanted to be the one to make his father's dream come true. Eventually, all of this led Toya to snap. Desperate to get his father's attention and to regain his favor, Toya blew up at his family and tried to hurt baby Shoto. Back in the hospital in the present time, Rei says to Endeavor that he is not the one who is in the most pain. The one who is in the most pain is Toya, and this includes both physical and psychological pain. Neglected by his parents and forced to give up on his lifelong dream, Toya eventually lost it, and this set him down on the dark path of becoming a murderous villain. This chapter was only the first part of Dabi's true backstory, so we can assume that the rest of the story will be told in the next chapter. I assume that Endeavor stopped young Toya from hurting Shoto and the other members of the family, but what happened after that? How did Toya end up in a fire that made everyone think that he was dead? My guess is that after he tried to hurt Shoto, Toya was forcibly kept at a distance because after his outburst, his family was now afraid of him. Feeling neglected and betrayed by his own family, Toya probably decided to train harder than he had ever trained before in order to prove everyone wrong. At some point, Toya probably took his training too far, and he burned himself badly in a massive fire of his own making. After that, he was presumed dead, but he wasn't really dead, so where did he go? Did he fake his own death on purpose and disappear? Or did someone else find his injured body and rescue him? And if so, did this person who rescued Toya encourage him to become a villain, or was that Toya's own decision? I'm super happy that we are finally getting Dabi's true backstory, the full version, and I can't wait to find out the rest of this tragic tale. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Does this more complete version of the story change how you feel about Endeavor? Now that we know that he didn't directly push Toya into training too hard and that he actually wanted to protect Toya from the side effects of his own quirk, do you think that Endeavor deserves more sympathy from the MHA fanbase? Or do you think that Endeavor's obsession with surpassing All Might really did push Toya into becoming a villain, at least indirectly if not directly, so Endeavor still deserves the hate that he gets? Finally, what will happen to Dabi now? Where do we go from here? Can Dabi be redeemed in any way? Or is he doomed to live out the rest of his life as an unrepentant, psychotic villain? Despite the fact that we are now finally getting to see the human side of Dabi through this backstory, the fact remains that the present day Dabi definitely seems committed to going straight to hell and taking Endeavor and possibly the rest of his family down with him. But yeah, crazy stuff, and definitely share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Boku no Hero content here on the channel, please leave a like, it really does help. And if you're new here, or maybe you've been watching the videos but you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. A big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. Special thank you to Alpha Sigma, disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, The World, Acquired Respect, Pate Heffa, Liam Thompson, Aljatal, Dr. Courtman, Johnny Boy Draws, Emperor Otaku, Spidey Life Tanel, Baked Buddhist, and Tungsten Tarkus. Finally, thank you to all of our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Anatoly Kazatsky, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Jessica K. Lafond, Rathuin Deora, Alicia Octor, Bonnie Parks, Hinokami and Water, The Red-Haired Raven, Joanne Garcia, Jack Watches Anime, Fatboy Games, Deadly Saint, Matthew Cruz, and Anthony Schreiber. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value to you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single dollar will give you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!